Hey there. Well, good morning and afternoon or nighttime, wherever you're at, as always. But let's see, my morning coffee. But can't just have regular coffee. Let's add some. Let's add some Kraken black roast and
Kraken.
unleash the Kraken, right? But anyway, as always, just real quick while I'm on break, I'm not going to do the entire news article because it's pretty friggin' big, and I just want to get to the highlights and basically the headline of what I'm doing this video for, and just doing the weekend box office of let's see, this after 4th of July weekend. But I'm making this on the 18th. This was published on the 17th, and it's weird with weekend news and stuff now. Like, to me, I always thought box office was like on a Monday, but these guys post stuff on Sunday now, and either way, I mean, the one day doesn't change that much. It's kind of interesting. Well, Thor: Love and Thunder drops 68% in weekend 2. Crawdad sings $17 million tune, Sunday AM box office. But as I said, I'm making this on a Monday. So, and again, this comes down to the controversy with Marvel and the MCU. Is it going down? Are they getting superhero fatigue, MCU fatigue? I'm not sure. I mean, to me, I actually am working on my Thor 4 review. I thought it was just a bad movie. I don't think it's fatigue at all because, well, we've seen Spider-Man do over $1 billion. We've seen Top Gun do $1 billion. I don't think it's fatigue. It's just some films aren't that good. I mean, but
But it's a bad movie, right?
it's whatever. But this is also what comes down to. These people sit there, and there was a point that Marvel just would do anything, and it was untouchable. And, a lot of people feel like this whole Phase 4 situation, it's not doing that well. But, okay, updated. So it's saying the wearing down of the MCU luster is unfortunately being seen as Disney's Thor: Love and Thunder is having a great fall, with a 68% drop for a second weekend to 46 million. And the sequel isn't even theatrical day to day like Black Widow was last year on Disney Plus. Okay. While the Taika Waititi directed movie improved beyond its high $130 million opening estimates last weekend into the 144, it's clear those sour audience exits of B plus cinema score and the 3.5 stars are taking their toll. Which, I mean, to me, from the movie I've seen, I think that's a pretty high freaking rating considering. But Thor's second weekend box office ranks among the MCU's worst, including Doctor Strange 2, 67, and Black Widow, 68. Forget about Spider-Man No Way Home, 68% drop. That's because of Christmas falling on Saturday, and everyone knows that the Sony MCU title was making money hand over fist on a daily basis. I mean, because again, almost $2 billion freaking dollars. So, but worldwide, Disney has a different brag on Thor: Love and Thunder, and that's that the superhero film is about to cross the $500 million mark worldwide. And this has always become this issue is, $500 million for some films is fantastic, but a Marvel film, especially with a budget as high as Thor 4 would be, $500 million isn't nothing to, as of right now, nothing to brag about. It just comes down to cost and everything. So, yep. The Pix IMAX screen stateside at 412 posted 3.7 million this weekend for a running total of 20. And it still pops up again. Marvel's getting beaten by this summer by a Tom Cruise movie. Granted, a long-awaited sequel by his fans with Top Gun Maverick hitting 617. And remember, this is 617 domestic, not global. But anecdotally, Thor 4 is a fun ride, and if you see it in Screen X, it's mind-blowing. It's a fast clip at 1 hour 58 minutes, and not as Byzantine as Doctor Strange 2 and Eternals. But clearly, something isn't resonating with fans, and I would just say because I don't think it's a freaking good movie, that's why. I've been told by sources that they and critics obviously don't think it's as good as Ragnarok. It isn't, honestly. That pick, despite having a lower opening than Thor 4, possessed a higher grossing second weekend with 57 million. And again, people would always say there's different factors. Why did Thor 4 have a great opening weekend? Well, it's Marvel. Well, it's Chris Hemsworth. Well, I mean, it's summertime. It's freaking 4th of July kind of weekend and stuff. And let's be honest, right now, what competition does Thor 4 really have? I mean, there's nothing out there. I mean, Top Gun Maverick's doing fantastic, but the movie's going on its 4th week and stuff. Like, it's not, and you have where the Crawdads sing. It's not even a competition of course, opening weekend. Nobody expected Thor 4 to bomb by any means. It did great opening weekend, but we'll see second, third, and fourth what happens next. So, the Crawdad Sing movie it looked kind of cute. I'll wait for it, based on a book. But let's see. It came ahead though. Its projections was 9 to 10 million, and it made 17 million. All right, but based on Nicholas Sparks' book, and so this is just a big like history of the crawdads, crawdads. And like I said, I'm not going to go through the whole history of the crawdads in the movie and the book and everything, just what it did, because wow, too much. The marketing with women and the Nicholas Sparks thing. I'm just getting to the meat of like what we're here for. That's it. Um, but this is actually kind of, this sucks right here. I want to mention this. I plan on seeing this tomorrow with my kid. I'm going to do my lazy review. But Paws of Fury. On the downside, Paramount's animated feature, Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank, isn't punching with a 6.25 million opening, which kind of sucks because you had Mel Brooks, which Mel Brooks hasn't done voice acting in forever, and Sam Jackson, and pretty good freaking cast. And yeah, it's on because it goes, if you want to know where families want to spend their money, it's on the third weekend of Universal Illuminations Entertainment's Minions Rise of Gru, which is racking up 26 million in second place, down 44% for a running total of 262. And remember, this is 262 domestic, so Minions, it's friggin' banking money. And like I said, it's I didn't hate it. It was just a good chuckle, kind of kids, good family film and stuff. Nothing I'll watch again, but I had a pretty decent time for an hour and a half. And but as usual, I wasn't. I mean, it's Minions. I wasn't expecting it to bomb by any means. Now, why is Paws of Fury in a crowded summer market? No friggin' idea. It's just, and that's sometimes you've seen this before if you know anything about movies and entertainment and just how box office works. Timing is also a factor, which is Spider-Man, the genius of put the fucker out on Christmas and nothing else is out to compete with it. Of course, it's going to do a ton of money. You put out Paws of Fury when Lightyear just came out. After Lightyear, you have Minions. Now you put Paws of Fury. Then on top of a Thor, fucking 4 film, and you put out Paws of Fury. Just bad timing, guys. Why? Why?
Not a great plan.
Now it says Paramount, nor others in the industry were not expecting Rise of Gru to overpower it this much. A 2-week space in regards to opening felt safe. Paws of Fury was on this release date before Warner Bros. Decided to push back Black Adam, which, I mean, who knows why they did for. And they also, another thing, DC League of Super Pets, which is tracking to do around 30 million. Originally, the thinking was that Paws of Fury, before Super Pets dating, would have been the rest of the summer. Yep, and also, withering down the appeal of Paws of Fury is the fact that it feels, in an animal martial arts movie, too similar to Kung Fu Panda. Despite the fact that Paws is set in Japan, Kung Fu Panda was in China, and yeah, I get it. Some people are like, hey, look, another Kung Fu animal movie, big deal. But, in its defense, which I would always say, that's, we could be here all friggin' day about. Again, this is our 35th MCU film and shit. But that said, the irony is that Paw Patrol and Clifford, which were theatrical day and day tick on Paramount Plus, respectively opened to bigger numbers. Okay, but families who spent their money on Paws of Fury were polled by CinemaScore didn't feel it was a waste of time given the animated movie an A negative. So it's, general audiences slamming it with a 66% positive and 49% recommend. Okay, with kids under 12 enjoying it at 80% positive. And last, we'll just get to, I haven't checked this out, but maybe I will tomorrow. Netflix and Ryan Gosling's / Chris Evans' spy film Gray Man, which is getting a promotional one-week theater play near 400 locations, is coming up short in ticket sales next to Red Notice, which, it's Red Notice, it's The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot. If it was going to, honestly, I probably would have seen Red Notice in theaters. No bullshit. It's, not a great movie, but like, because the star power. So they're saying that this Gray Man, let's see, between 1.2 and 1.5 million when freaking Red Notice popped up. And this was during a fall when the box office was beginning to get back on its feet and more auditoriums were available because we didn't have as many blockbusters around then as we do now. Gray Man is doing just under 200K, but it's one fucking week release with limited locations. So big deal. So overall, this comes down to Thor: Love and Thunder is at domestically 233, Minions is at 262, The Crawdads was 17, Top Gun, 617 domestic. Elvis, hey, $100 million so far. Unfortunately, Paws of Fury, $6 million. The Black Phone, I said I liked Black Phone a lot, and 72 domestically, really fucking good. It's a good movie, and A Blumhouse. Let's see. It's just a Universal, but whatever. Jurassic World Dominion, hey, 359. I don't see Jurassic World Dominion hitting $1 billion. We'll find out, but it's still gonna fucking do 800. Lightyear, Lightyear did 115, but still not not fucking nothing. It's still considered a freaking bomb. And more crawdads, Paws of Fury and stuff, bad guys, and just this is just like the analytical stuff. Like I said, I don't care about. And last but not least, I just have to pull up this part of the article because this to me is important. In third, Top Gun Maverick, which did 1.9 million, but it's saying here's the main kicker: is at week 7 it passed Transformers: Age of Extinction on Thursday to become Paramount's top-grossing film of all time with 1.2 billion worldwide, and just Top Gun Maverick, not a fourth Transformers film, not an MCU film, and just Paramount's biggest movie of all time. And just fuck, if that isn't a win, what is? So, and more stuff Blumhouse. And like I said, the whole article is pretty long, but that's just the basics and gist of it. So Thor doing Thor, Top Gun. But as always, guys, I got a half hour. Gonna upload this damn video. Drink me some more Kraken and coffee. But about to get ready, and as usual, have a good day, and I'll head back to work.